Good day, guys. We are back with another video. You always know, like once I say good day, guys, we are back with another video. Something is about to happen. You are about to learn something new, or maybe something that you've known before. So today we are back with a new video. So if you're new to the channel, you can hit the subscribe button. You can like and share, but that's not compulsory. What is compulsory, if you need more information, is that you can actually, there will be a link of my recommended broker in the link. So because I started falling in love with actually affiliate marketing, because I never really understood it, but now I do understand it. So I'll share a link of my broker. What you can do with it is just you can click on it and open an account, or you can go check them out first before clicking the account, because there's a lot of scammers going around nowadays. The name of the broker is Xness. AI is Xness. So if you already know the broker and you want to know what I can offer, so what I can offer is that once you click on the link and you open an account and you fund out your account, what I'll do, I'll send you a beginner video, for free. Like it's just like to understand what's liquidity and stuff. I have like a full video having the example of what I'm about to explain here. So without wasting any time, let's jump into it. You understand? Okay. Whatever I'll be explaining here is applicable in a bearish or a bullish market. You understand? So some of you might be familiar with the concept, some of you might not be familiar with the concept, but this is what happens in each and every time frame. If you pay close attention and start to read the transactions that happen in the market, you'll start to see a similar thing happening over and over again, but that doesn't mean you have to cram, because once you cram, that's where you'll make mistake. You just have to understand what is going on and use your own strategy. That's when you can add your own strategy in confluence with what I'm about to teach here. So let's jump into it. So you guys know about strong lows and strong highs. So if you don't know, what we consider as a strong low is something like this. Understand? So what the market will do, it will create something like this: low, a lower high, then a lower low, break of structure, a retracement. You understand? This will be considered as what? As a strong low. You understand? So a strong high is something like this: a high, a higher low, a higher high, and a break of structure. And this will be considered as what? As a strong high. So this is what happens in the market. This, like, if you pay close attention to the transactions that are happening in the market, this is what you will see it in each and every time frame. I don't care if it's a monthly, weekly, daily, 6 months, yearly, or what. This is what happens. You understand? So the market, it will do something like this: a high, a higher low, a higher high, and a break of structure, retracement, and a break of structure again. You understand? So when I say a high, then a break of structure, then a low, then a retracement, then high, then a low, I don't mean something like this. You understand? So this doesn't count. You understand? This doesn't count. It has to do something like, it has to break structure and retrace and break of structure. It doesn't matter where it retraces to, as long as it does this. You understand? As long as it does this. Let me tell you, like, why you cannot trust this high right here. You understand? Why you cannot trust this high right here? You understand? First of all, it's because we have a strong high just above it. You understand? This is a strong high. then this is a weak high because it took liquidity. Remember the example I showed you, and it broke structure. This becomes a strong high. This is not a strong high because it didn't take liquidity. So when price comes back in, what most of us expect is that you will put maybe smart money, you'll put supply and demand, you'll put your orders here and think that price will do this and continue going down. You understand? And continue going. That's what we would expect. You understand? Or on a downward trend, because this is a downtrend, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. This is what we would expect, right? This is what we would expect. So do you see that this high right here, has what? Supply and demand traders trapped here. Ne? Has support, becomes resistant trap here. Understand? It has trend line trapped here. You understand? Because if you are taking a trend line, you expected a rejection here for the price to go lower. So what you would do, you will put your stop loss above this high. So this high has a lot of liquidity resting above it. So, and again, once this high gets taken out like this, break of structure like this, when it starts to come down, we have buy stops here, buy limits here, hoping the price that, because of this break of structure, hoping the price that it will continue going up. You understand? It will continue going up. You understand? So this high here is what we call a liquidity pool. You understand? This high here is what we call a liquidity pool. So what you can do is, hold on. What you can do is look for a POI above this high. You understand? This POI can be QML. This POI, if you understand this pattern, what do they call it? Harmonics, could be this pattern. But if you use this pattern, it has to have a lot of confluences, and it can also be an order block at these areas or a breakup block in these areas. For those that don't know what a breakup block is that a breakup block is when price does something on an upward trend like this. Understand? So what we expect is that a buy then pass through it. So a breakup block will be somewhere around here. It will depend where it is. You understand? But you'll see once you study breakup blocks and stuff, you will understand where it is. So what you can expect is a tap in the breakup block, then goes down. So a breakup block will be somewhere around here. It's either here or maybe here or maybe here. So in terms of like a bearish market like this, it will be a bullish, it will be a bearish candle before the order block. You understand? The bearish candle before the order block will be our breaker. You understand? Bearish candle before the order block. You know, the examples will be available. Like if you click on the link, like I suggested, is that I'll give you a free course where I have like multiple examples of these things, and it can really help you identify liquidity there and there. Just mind you that it will be a stepping stone into liquidity. If you really want to dive into liquidity pools, you understand, it will be a stepping stone. You understand? So here's another example that might happen. You understand? So let's say the market is on its way like this. Yeah? It does something like this. Yeah? Let's say before it goes down, it creates something like this here, right here. It creates maybe a small liquidity pool and does something like this here. This is something that I've seen so many times in my trading, because I would wait for POI around here, then market comes here and takes this and goes down. You understand? This is tricky. It's very, very tricky. So what might happen here is that price can come up, take this liquidity, and tap into a POI above this liquidity and go. Understand? That might happen. What might happen again, but price can come, tap into that POI here and do something like this, create more liquidity and do something like this. So when I say more creative, maybe to create something like more trend line, you understand, more trend line, or maybe a strong support, a strong resistance or something, you know, because here there was a resistance, now it became there was support, now it became resistance, so it can do something like this. This might happen also, you understand? So what you can do is that once you see liquidity here, you can take this sell for sure, because what if you leave it and it continues going down, you understand? Then you miss out a good trade while you are waiting for it. Then FOMO kicks in and say, next time, you know what, I'll do this. So once you see liquidity here, once it taps into that liquidity and starts moving, you break even. You understand? You break even. This is a trade that I took actually here. There's a trade that I took using this ideology here. Let me show you this trade that I took here. This trade that I took here. So I'm just gonna share it. Okay, this one was from backtesting. This trade. It was this trade right here. It was this trade right here. Can you see that price took liquidity from a previous high and broke structure, retrace, and broke structure again. But before broken structure again, it created this liquidity here. So we did sell from these highs here, you know, from that high here. We did take a sell from this high here, but it was short-lived. You understand? It was short-lived. And where is the liquidity pool again? Do you see with after taking this high again, you see the rejection? Do you see the rejection? So what might happen here, because now it's too far up, you understand? So we took this sell and we broke even. You understand? We broke even with the team. We did break even. So it took us out on Friday, you know, like on Friday, it took us out. So this now becomes a risky sell, you understand? Even if you can sell here, you know, it can definitely go down, you understand? This is the market. We don't know which liquidity pool will hold, you understand? So what if you want, let's say you want to be sure that this will hold, you can wait for this break of structure right here, then you can sell over here. Because once this happen, guess what? Once this happen, it's gonna create another range like this, break of structure, retrace, then you can sell above here. And this will be what? Your breakup block maybe, you understand? But I'm not saying sell from that breakup block. We don't know what's gonna happen. So you can sell maybe from that breakup block because it's the closest thing to the liquidity. If that happens, you understand? If you want to take, if you think that is still gonna drop some more, you understand? But you now understand that take liquidity, break structure, retrace, and break structure again. So this we only took it because before it broke structure, it created a liquidity pool. You understand? This order block right here. That's why after taking this order block right here, we had this reaction. That's why we had this reaction, but it's fine. It's fine. So this also cannot hold because do you see that it took liquidity? Do you see? It broke structure, retrace, and broke structure again. Do you see before it broke structure, it left a liquidity pool, came to that liquidity pool and take it and drop, but later on came to the main liquidity in the long run, this main liquidity right here. So if you check, took liquidity, break structure, retrace, break structure again. You understand? So once you start to look at transaction like this, because these are all transactions. You understand? This is a transaction. 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 So if here this liquidity got taken out here, and this transaction went all the way down here, it would have created that setup that we are looking for. And up here, I was not going to wait for here to take the sell. I was going to look for something that is closer to this POI. You understand? In this case, I was going to use that order block. You understand? Because it has liquidity now. You understand? So this time you cannot use this order block because it doesn't have liquidity. So you'll get messed up. You'll get messed up for sure. You'll get messed up for sure. but this is what I was trying to explain here. But if you want an in-depth of this, please do register on the link. You understand? I'll provide it in the description for the broker that I recommend. So if you don't trust the broker, it's fine. It's fine. Just you can subscribe to my mentorship. But if you are really interested in knowing this and you don't have the money to pay, but you have the money to risk, so for mentorship, like you have the money to trade with or to practice with, you can use the link on my description. For XNES, open an account, deposit, then yeah, we can talk then. Then you can text me on Instagram, either on Instagram, which is a capital, or right here, man. Just say, hey, man, I did open an account, so what's the next step? Then we can take it from there. So if you listen through the show until, like you listened through the video until here, so thanks for your time, you understand? Thanks for your time, and I hope you take advantage of that IB link thing, because this I'll explain it deeper. You understand? So, and if you want to see a case study of this, I think on Instagram I did post a case study of this. If you are interested in one of those things, and yeah, then we can take it from there. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to subscribe, so that we can get to 1,000 subscribers, so I can give more content. Once we get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll jump deeper now, because I'll apply for that monetized things. Then I can jump into real details now, real details of transactions, because another thing that I want to add is that all you see in the market is just transaction, guys. It's just pure transaction. So there's buyers and sellers. So everything that you see in the market is actually transactions, you understand? And just to dive a little bit more, because of the information I've been receiving, all these transactions are done with an algorithm. So they call it the sophisticated algorithm, but there's a source where you can read this, but I'll share that later on. So where you can read this and actually see that every transaction here is delivered with an algorithm. Just that we have liquidity providers who finance this algorithm. How do they finance it? They finance it through credit. You understand? So before, remember here, it's an economy of each country and the economy of each country. You understand? So this is no, I don't want to dive deeper into this, but it's an economy of each country and an economy of each country. So these transactions, when they happen, is actually a credit injection to a certain economy. But with this little information I have, they print out this money to inject actually in the actual economy. That's why it's easy for you to relate the price movement of inflation, what CPI and everything here on the charts, because they really inject that economy into when using a credit system, or that they call it. I'm still reading on it. Once I get the full idea, I'll publish a video in it, and with the source. You understand? I'm not just gonna publish a video out of nowhere. I'll publish a video with the source. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace. Okay, it's time to end the video. It's time to end the video. Okay, I can feel that people are ready for this information.